All right, so here we are. We're Nutritious Meets Delicious. This is our segment 2. We're doing our
She's nutritious.
we're doing our Thanksgiving segment. So our first one was the savory, right?
Yes, and we try to get all of the bad stuff out, the processed foods, the MSG, the maltodextrin, the corn syrup, and put all the good stuff in, so that way you could achieve your goal of having an eating contest with yourself and actually winning.
Yes. So let's just recap what we talked about for those of you that are watching this show, and you need to go back and watch our first segment because today is the desserts, which is so much fun, and that's going to be great. But our first one we did
fresh cranberries with orange and ginger, made with honey and coconut sugar. And again, these are things that you can pass off to your guests when they walk in the door and say, hey, is there anything I can help you with? And they don't think you're serious. Like, actually, yes, there is. Here's the recipe. Here's the ingredients. Thanks so much.
Nothing wrong with delegating. It is a Thanksgiving. Everybody should be doing it together.
Right. The second was our sweet potatoes. Instead of topping with marshmallows, we topped it with meringue made out of egg whites and coconut sugar, which browned up beautifully. It was sweet. It was light. It complemented the sweet potatoes. And again, eating all you want because you're not shoveling down marshmallows. You're shoveling down light, fluffy egg whites and coconut sugar.
Believe me, I tasted it. It was yummy.
And the highlight of the night was the green bean casserole.
Yes.
Fresh green beans. We showed you how to make a homemade cream and mushroom soup with sorghum flour, butter, fresh mushrooms, thickened with a little bit of filet, and then top it out with your very own homemade French fried onions.
Yeah, so if you did not watch that segment, go back to where Nutritious Meets Delicious. Look at that holiday savory dishes for Thanksgiving coming up, and let's get on to our desserts for Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. So let's start with the most ubiquitous, the pumpkin pie. So what we have here is more of a pumpkin tart, and it's like, how do we make it sugar-free, and how do we make it good, and how do we make it gluten-free? Well, honestly, the easiest way to make it gluten-free is to take the gluten out of the picture.
Yes.
So what we've done here is we've used our springform pan with a piece of parchment. Instead of putting down a crust, we just put the batter that we made, which is pumpkin. It's simply pumpkin, eggs, whatever spices you want. Cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, pumpkin pie spice, and evaporated milk. Any pumpkin pie recipe will do with those 4 or 5 ingredients. Pour it straight into your springform pan that's been well sprayed, so that way it won't stick.
Yes.
Baking it at 400 degrees for 10 minutes and then 350 degrees for about 40 minutes. It'll come out beautiful just like this.
Ooh. Yummy. And hey, so we did not get a can of whipping cream because we wanted to talk about all the whipping cream that's bad for you. And my husband taught me something a long time ago. You can make your own whipping cream. It's super easy. All you have to do is take heavy whipping cream, put it in a blender, and blend it up, and when that air, to correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not the chef here, when the air whips it, it turns into a whipping cream, and then it's not full of all the corn syrup and everything else, and it's fresh whipping cream that you can put right on top of this pumpkin tart or pumpkin pie. You can also do this as a cheesecake, make a pumpkin cheesecake where you add goat cheese or some kind of cheese to this too, right?
That is correct. So here we go.
Yes.
It's nice, it's thin. If you want to do double the recipe and make it nice and thick, cook it probably another 20 minutes. Perfect.
That's okay. I'll eat it for you.
All right, so the biggest one that's full of just kind of the most bad stuff is, and especially being here in Texas, is pecan pie. Pecan pie. Everybody knows that the main ingredient in pecan pie is Caro's corn syrup.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah.
And so we're here to make one without corn syrup, without brown sugar, without granulated sugar. So the first thing that we're going to start with is our eggs. 2 eggs. We're just going to whip those up for a minute.
What's the purpose of whipping up the eggs? What does that do?
Air.
Air, okay. Back to the air.
A lot of baking has to do with incorporating air. That's what gives you that fluff. It gives you that lightness. So you're not biting into a cake or a pie or a tart. It's like dense.
Right. Makes sense.
Now, when we get to our sugar part, normally they would tell you to add brown sugar, granulated sugar. Again, we're going with coconut sugar.
Lower on the glycemic index, so it's not going to bump that insulin up, so it's going to be a little bit more glycemic, but still give it that sweetness.
Next, flour. Now we'll tell you to add some AP flour. Here we're using a sorghum flour. So back we've always talked about using sorghum flour. It's an ancient grain. It's got really good properties. So we're going to go ahead and put our
good for you
sorghum flour in there. Absolutely. Get that mixed in.
Has some fiber too.
And the flour is going to act, the eggs are going to bake to give you that set, but the flour is kind of like a stabilizer. So it's good.
So that's thickening up nicely.
Yes. So a tablespoon of milk.
Just regular milk, whole milk, 2% milk.
This is whole milk, but I'll tell you, if the milk does have some baking properties to it, but if you're lactose intolerant and you need to use an almond milk or a soy milk, by all means go ahead because you're also adding the liquid to the viscosity of the batter.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Okay.
All right, for flavor.
Our
A little
vanilla
bit of vanilla.
extract.
Yep, put that in there.
And not just any vanilla extract. We talked about that on a previous show, right?
Vanilla beans come from two places, folks: Madagascar and Tahiti.
Okay, and we want.
Either or.
Okay. So but the brand in the store that we don't want to get, is there?
Right. You don't want the lower end brand. When it comes to vanilla, there's vanilla bean paste, there's vanilla bean extract, there's the $1 brand, there's the $5 brand. Folks, the difference between the $1 brand and the $5 brand is not just 5 times, it's about 20 times. So get the best vanilla that you can get. Most of them are cut with bourbon, they're cut with alcohol, they're cut with water.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not a good substitution.
So get the top of the line on the vanilla extract. Don't try to save money on getting a cheaper version. Right?
Because you'll taste it.
Right.
You really will. You get that really just acrid tinge flavor that you're like, why is it not tasting? Why does it taste so fake? And that's
Okay.
what you're getting.
Okay.
All right. So finally, our pecans.
Okay. And we just kind of mix all that up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna turn this on. I'm just gonna go ahead and mix these in. So you notice there's no sugar, there's no AP flour, and most importantly, there's no corn syrup.
Yes. Yeah. Pecan pie is yummy, but man, that's a lot of just toxicity to the body, right?
Absolutely. So okay, so we come all this way, and now we're down to the crust. You can find in your stores now, because of just the way of where nutrition is going.
Mm-hmm.
We found these at our local store.
H-E-B.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Frozen gluten-free pie crust, already pre-baked.
That's nice. We can be gluten-free at the same time. Pour all that in there. Wow, that looks just like a pecan pie. Kind of tilt that up a little bit. Wow. That
Yep.
looks great. And then we bake it
400 degrees.
for how long?
There you go. 400 degrees for about 20 minutes, and probably 325 degrees for another 30.
Okay. And then it comes out just like the pecan pie, and then you can...
Let it cool, let it set, let it rest, and it's ready to go. And I'm telling you folks, there's no difference in the flavor, except it's going to be cleaner, it's going to be lighter, it's just going to be less heavy. So go ahead and eat half a pie, not just one slice.
And then you can add some ice cream to it, or that whipping cream that I was talking about that you make yourself. So we can still enjoy the holidays and Thanksgiving and eat hearty and eat good nutritious food that tastes really good, and it doesn't take a long time to do it. That was pretty fast to make that pecan pie.
Right?
Yeah.
Something maybe one of our guests could have done.
Exactly. Yeah, we're going to put them to work.
Yeah. So anyway, remember to email us at nutritiousmeatsdelicious@gmail.com for any questions. I know that we went through this a little bit quick, but if you need specific details or the actual recipe printed out in steps, email us directly and we'll get it to you before next Thursday.
And don't forget, if you haven't already, to subscribe. And what are we doing, honey?
Saving the world one bite at a time.